projects. A lot of time people say government not doing anything because in them head, all them see is road, water, and light. Those are important. But so is internet. So is access to the WW, as Deacon said. Are you listening to Deacon prayer? Very important. We can only grow and develop when we are educated. I beg of you. Most of us in this room, principal, would have come from poor family, including your own member of parliament, who is one of the richest men in Jamaica today. But hard work and ambition. You have to have the ambition. You have to have the drive. Didn't matter where you come from, Deacon. I come from a family of 9 children. 1 in a belly, 1 in a hand, 1 there fractal. That's how my parents usually do it. But hard work, fear of the Lord, putting the Lord before. Say, go before us, Jesus, go before us. And do thy work, thy. No, but you have to do some of the work too. You have to do the work, and then he will do he will help you along the line. All right, so thank you. Give principal another big round of applause. I don't like them maga flowers there, though, principal. Flowers them maga, man. Make sure you do some nice potted plants. You know that when we come, we can have them to use. Sometimes you can lend them to church. Yes. Yeah, we borrow these. You borrow them too? Eh? Okay, all right. That's just you borrow them. All right. So I said my minister is who? Who is my minister? Children. Me not adults, no. Children. Who is my minister? Anyone of you know? Who is the minister for USF? I said it earlier on. What did I say earlier on? I said he's from your neighboring what? Parish. Who is the minister? Huh? Honorable who? Darrell Baz. Let me see those who are in 6th grade. Stand up, let me see you. 6th graders, stand up, let me see you. Me no want none done spitting in my 6th grade. Because you must know, when I say something, you must hear. Let me ask a question. Stand up. Who is the Minister of Education? Give him a round of applause. Very good. You see the boy no done though. Boy no done. Who is your MP? What the MP name? Hey, that boy gets it again. Give him a big round of applause. Bright boy. But him say it too? Stand up, boy. Let me see you. Give him a big round of applause. Oh, give him a big round of applause again then. All right. Do not forget, your member of parliament is the Honorable who? Norman. Right. Is he a senator or is he a minister? Eh? Is a minister? That boy bright in the band. Give him another round of applause again. All right, make sure you get something, you see? Make sure. All right, you can sit down now. All right, so when principal asks you Monday morning, I'm sure she will ask you about the offices of the 3 persons. You should be able to say to her. And not only that, once you have a phone, tablet or any device, just type in Minister of Education here, Jamaica, and it pops up. MP for Southeast, St. Mary, and it pops up. All right? So, I'm going to bring to you at this time to do the keynote address. One of the hardest working member of parliament in this country. A man that cares for his constituency. And when I listen to the residents of Broadgate and listen to the teachers of that community, the kind of commendation they have for their member of parliament. And here it is, Miss Barker, Principal Barker, is saying the same thing. She seems to be an honorable woman. I don't think she'll tell lie. You know when they call lie, don't it? He speak the truth and speak it when? Speak the truth and speak it ever. And when we are going to give roses, deacon, when you must give the roses? Whilst there is life. MP is one of those persons who call me ever so often. Sometimes I get tired of him, I'm going to be honest with you. Because he's always knocking on the door for his constituency. And that is what you want of MPs. But some of these MPs, deacon, they want to just call MP. And they begin to carry the tail in their back. Like me I tell, some of them, you understand, no, I want to do no work. But this MP, I can tell you, based on the testimony of the residents, is doing a great job, and he must be commended. Give him a big round of applause once more. Your member of parliament, the Honorable Dr. What? Norman Dunn. One more time, big round of applause for him.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dawes. Bishop Bailey, I think we have a new calling for him, right? A new calling, because he sounded at one point as if he was a preacher, quoting different verses from the Bible. But it all showed that his origin is grounded in the Lord. And that is what we want in most cases. And I join with him in pleading to our parents, Stephanie and others, send your pitney them go church. If them not go church yet, send them go church. I grew up in the Anata Bay Gospel Chapel. I can tell you, Bishop, I used to cry when, like my mother said, I can't go to church today. Because church was a safe space. It was a space where when you're in that space, you don't have to worry about anything else. And I really hope with the way how this country is going and some of the things we see that is happening, persons need to trace it back to the parenting that you have given to your sons and daughters, and to prevent them from becoming the monsters that we see happening. We saw a high-profile case with a member of parliament where the police, based on what we have heard in the media about this heinous crime, how can you kill a 10-month-old girl? Dr. Dawes, Bishop Bailey, Principal Barker, Ms. Sutherland, Field Supervisor, SDC, our teachers and students, residents, the USF team, and other persons who are here. I see Queenie in the back from another school. And just you, the students who are here today. It gives me great pride to have identified Epsom as one of the communities that I believe should be bridging the internet gap. I remember coming here on numerous occasions, including today, and you would realize how poor the services are from either of the two telecommunication providers. I use Digicel. And I sat right there and no message would come or go. But thankfully I could log on to USF. Connect. And of course all the messages came running down. But I want to say something before I even go on to speak a little bit more about this particular occasion. And it is something that I try to say everywhere because, as Dr. Dawes said before, speak the truth and speak it ever. Cause it what it will. And one of the challenges that I have as a member of parliament and as a minister, and more so as a member of parliament, is that it does not give me in a full given day, a 24-hour day, or maybe 8 days or 8 hours or 12 hours out of a day, the ability to really come to the communities as often as persons would like to see me as your member of parliament. But I always say to persons, grant you want to see your member of parliament, and you should see your member of parliament often. But what your member of parliament must be judged by is the work that he does. And the work that he does is not necessarily within your community alone, although everyone needs to be selfish and want everything for themselves. Nothing is wrong with that. But if you look at the entire community and the entire constituency of Southeast St. Mary, you will see that there's so much work that has gone on right across the constituency. But it's a work along the background that we are coming out of COVID. And in the COVID period, Mrs. Bailey, the challenge that we had is that most of the allocations of resources was spent on health, on preserving life. Jamaica, Madam Lady in the back, was recognized as a country that weathered COVID so well without having a high vaccination rate. Our vaccination rate was one of the lowest. Only Haiti was lower than ours. Yet still, persons in Jamaica, Ms. Sutherland was not dropping like flies. And I think the government became a victim of its own success. Because by preserving lives, other things were sort of put by the way, including things like road and the development of communities in other areas, because most of the money was dedicated to preserving lives. And preserving lives is the most important thing. It's not the road and the water, and those are essential. But we need people. And we need to ensure that people are not dying around us for things that we can and could prevent. So when we instituted the protocols, the various different protocols, though some persons saw that they were intrusive, it was about how do we save lives, seeing that our vaccination rate was so low. So communities like Epsom and other places and persons here from Epsom can testify that when I became member of parliament in 2017, late 2018, things were happening because there's an extension of this road here that I did that extension in 2018. In 2018, because nothing was from the square going up. And though it was a small extension, it was an extension nevertheless. An intention was to have much more extensions going all the way up. Because I inherited that. I inherited new roads in that area. An intention was and is still is that we are going to find the way at some point to pave that entire area going up. But in the meantime, we're grateful that we could institute and install a Wi-Fi system here free of charge. So when you ask persons, they say, well, nothing not go on. That is something that is going on. And again, sometimes persons do not speak the truth and acknowledge that this investment is one that they never thought would have ever happened. And all of you here who lives here know that there's one gentleman who decided to spend some money and to bring internet in the area. But maybe it was at a cost to people. This is a cost to no one. None at all. And of the hundreds of communities across Southeast St. Mary, I chose Epsom. Because I knew of the issues that Epsom faces. Epsom is one of those great, closely knit community. Almost everybody in Epsom is related. Almost everybody is related. And therefore, I believe as a member of parliament, I should, when the opportunity came to take the Wi-Fi here, as well as, and I said to Dr. Dawes earlier, for 3 years, and I want to say for everybody to hear, for 3 straight years, I got no what is called quarterly patching program. The government had a quarterly patching program that each member of parliament would access. Because of COVID, we can understand a lot of that was shifted away. But since COVID, and we're just on the tail end of COVID now, I had again to approach him and say, look, I've not gotten any quarterly patching. So Epsom again can in fact testify that at least even once a year, because once I get my allocation in December, I always try to patch up here. But patching is not building a road. And what you want is a road. So we're just about starting just this morning. Thankfully, I've gotten from Minister Warmington and NAA some programs to start patching. And we have started in Fort George. Epsom is on the list. Epsom, Enfield, Fort George. Some other areas in Castleton. Some other areas in Belfield Division. And areas in Richmond Division. What you're seeing here in Epsom is not peculiar to Epsom. There's so many places across Southeast St. Mary that is in a bad state. A very bad state. But once I explained to persons why it is so, because when I came, it was not so. We were patching and we were building roads. I mean, we built road in Fort George area, going all the way to Baxter's Mountain. That had no road. I'm from Anata Bay, so I know. I know. And I decided, as one of the reasons why I decided to enter representational politics, is that I want to ensure that because me come from here, that I do better than people who don't come from here. Because I know of the issues. I live the issues. I experience the issues my own self. And when we embark on the recreation of the Anata Bay multipurpose complex, one of the first things I did was to change the name because it was Westmoreland Oval. How can that be Westmoreland Oval? Westmoreland is all the way to the west of Jamaica. But it was named after a white man. While we acknowledge our past, I don't believe we should perpetuate the past. Because us, we black people, deserve to be respected. And we need to look at our fathers and forefathers who fought for us, just like how the heroes fought for us. And we recognize them and name things after them. Why was Epsom called Epsom? Anybody knows? Anybody knows, principal? We need to research that. We can't be and leave that legacy with our children and children, that it is called Epsom, or all the pens them that we have, Belfield pen. Which are the pens we have? There's so many pens in this country. Anybody knows why there are pens? Das pen, Tavares pen, all different pens. Where pen come from? Devon pen. Where it come from? Oh. What is in a pen? All manner of things is in a pen. Which one? Eh? Look here, so why any place must name pen? So look here, so as a country, we have to start looking at these things because we need to empower our own people. We need to recognize that we need to big up our own people. So I changed the name from Westmoreland over to a not to be a multi-purpose complex. That's where it is.
Cheer.
I will build a facility where people can come from anywhere and use, especially for night football. And the same thing we need to do at Epsom Field, which is going to happen. There's no doubt about it, you know. But there's a number of things that I can't complete within a given term. But you have to have the will and the persistence to do what is right in this country and for your own constituency and for the people that call you your member of parliament. So I want to speak a little bit about, development generally. Just development. Southeast St. Mary was devoid of development for all these years. And I can say certain things, and I don't expect Dr. Dawes or anybody else to say them, but I can say them because I sit at a particular place. I sit as being a member of parliament. But I sit also as being a resident. And I can say that when the other side of it, I can't show what they ever did. That is my problem. Anybody who come must show what they have done. Leave a legacy of yourself. Leave a legacy for people to inherit. You don't just come and have a title, as Dr. Dawes said. Some persons that are just literally who they are. We're not interested in that. We have campaigned over and over. We are not there for the likes. That's not what development is about. Development is bringing true development to people. And by investing, as the government is investing, through the Universal Service Fund, in the development of broadband services, so that everyone is now on a level playing field. So no longer a person in England and US and Dubai have access to internet and people in Epsom don't have it. No longer. You must have it as well. Because you deserve to be a part of what we call the global world. And it's not just reserved for a few people. That is not the Jamaica we want. So there are some things that happen in Jamaica which is developmental. The government is spending a lot of times on infrastructure development. This school, as I mentioned to Dr. Dawes when he asked, will be a beneficiary under the $1.3 billion high-speed internet program. This school right here. And principal can attest to that. They have started installing the things within this school so that this school has on its own broadband internet high speed. Not just somewhere sit down there and wait for it to come down. But I say to the teachers and to the students, but the parents in particular, if your child has a device, and every child eventually should have a device, but monitor that device. Look where them and look pan it. And when they go on the device to look and see how many windows them close out on the bottom. Because they'll be looking at things, and when they see mommy and daddy come in, they just close it all quickly and open the screen when they're looking at it as if they're at school. Take it from them and look for all of the windows them and see what is in those windows. Because you need to control what they see and what they do. So it is a powerful device, but it's a dangerous device as well. We're in a new world where we never knew of the word called social media influencer. Nobody could predict that there's such a person. Anybody used to sit on the internet too long and say them lazy. But these persons who are sitting on it for a long time, they are making so much money from it. But some of them make money, as Ms. Sutherland said earlier, in a very dishonest way. Fake news, fake information, scamming, do it for the likes. And they push themselves to such a limit just to get the likes. Because places like YouTube and others will pay, depending on how many persons you have following you. So they enter into the world of pornography and all these things, exposing themselves just to get the views so they can get paid for it. So as we embark on this journey of increasing technology in Jamaica, as we embark on this journey to allow your child or children to come into the technological age, let us be mindful of the pitfalls that exist with it. And I want to say something which you don't know, Dr. does. This community has a very famous person. The famous person from this community is Connie Plummer. Connie Plummer is a captain of the first female team that ever went to the World Cup. And there's a bus stop, you'd have passed a bus stop out by the front of the community. That bus stop is being developed along with our family and the community of Epsom in honor of Connie Plummer. There's a mural and stuff that's supposed to go on that bus stop. I'm not sure why it's taking so long to honor Connie Plummer. And this is what we're talking about, honoring your own. Honoring your own. So whenever we have persons who excel because we want them to be role models for others, that we have to showcase them. So they are not to be a multi-purpose complex. She has a picture. She and just one other person has a picture in that complex, which is Raymond Anderson, which is the current vice president of JFF. He's from Anatomy as well. And Connie Plummer, who is from here. And incidentally too, Connie and some others, including the young lady who just scored the only goal in the under-17 female Reggae Girls football team, is from Southeast St. Mary too, from Anatomy. And they came up to a club called Rangers Football Club, that my niece was the literal owner of that football club in Iterborial. So the point I'm making is that let us give unto Caesar what is due. Epsom has a grand place in the scheme of things because nobody can take that away from Epsom again. You have that historical information and facts. So as a member of parliament, I will continue to try as resources become available. But as Dr. Dawes said, I am one of those MPs that call regularly to different places about how can I enhance the lives of my people in Southeast St. Mary. It doesn't matter who you are, I'm going to call. Because people have placed me in a position to call you when you yourself cannot call. And none, with all due respect to my friend and others, they are always willing to assist as best as they can because they are also limited by the funds that become available. And the last thing I must say is that is this. The country of Jamaica. Dr. Dawes said he loves this country. Maybe I think I love it more than him. Because I could be in a different place here today. I could have been a citizen of other countries. And I chose not to. Because Jamaica is my own. And I'm so in love with my country and the people of Southeast St. Mary that I will not give that up for anything else. But as our economy continues to grow, and you see highways being built, including a bypass that should be built and not to be. You see a high-rise building going up everywhere. Everywhere in Kingston, everywhere along the north coast. Eventually, it will reach here. And I can say to you that there is a plan to build a housing scheme in this area. And you have heard about it before. We have met with the HAJ and others, and we are trying to advance that plan so we can build out proper housing structure within the community of Epsom. Development must come not only to cities and large places, but it must come to rural areas. So as we build out, you have seen where the unemployment rate is now 4.5%. I never know we live in a country called Jamaica where we can get people to work. In my own businesses, it's a challenge to get people to work. But maybe what is happening, the work is skewed in different areas. So persons in other areas like, say, Epsom and others would find it difficult to travel to those places that employment are being offered. And therefore, the housing in those places or development in the local area is of paramount importance, because development can be lopsided and it cannot be in one place. So as we go forward, we look around for developments that will enhance these communities and work seamlessly into the communities. Epsom is a farming community. A lot of areas around Epsom is farming community. Food is the most essential element of life. The most essential element of life. I mean, we see the investment in the cotton farm down here. You have noticed the lands coming in, that's cotton, Sea Island cotton. And Sea Island, Jamaica Sea Island cotton is the most expensive cotton in the world. In the world. And that gentleman has consistently planted Sea Island cotton there from season to season. And that gives the resident of Epsom and some areas some amount of money. Not a lot of money. Not a lot of money. But it's still something. And therefore it needs greater development than just that to enhance the lives of people. So all I can say to you is that as time goes by, development and more development will come. Because as my mantra is, development must not be in one place, but it must be spread evenly across Jamaica. And therefore, Enfield, Epsom, Dover, all these communities, Tinsbury, Baxter's Mountain, Long Road, Camberwell, development should come to you. Or the ability of you to move easily from those. And you have to remember that jobs are not just physical jobs anymore. You can stay with your high-speed internet and your broadband services and do jobs right in your home. So it's not about traveling out in its entirety, but you can do it once you have the right service in order to do it. So all I say to you, prepare yourself, prepare your young ones for the jobs that will become available. Myself, along with Minister Charles, now in the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, is looking assiduously at what we call the future of work. Because the future of work is not a hoe in your hand anymore, a cutlass in your hand. That is not the future of work. And we are organizing discussions with what we call thinkers, looking at what is the future of work, so we can prepare all of them as the time goes by and they become adults when those works will be available for them. So thank you very much, Dr. Dawes. Thank you, USF team. Thanks to the Minister, Minister Vaz, and the ministry, as well as the Prime Minister, the government, and people of Jamaica for the investment that they are making in our people so that you can be brought up quickly in the information age. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister Dunn, MP Dunn. Well said. And I've oftentimes said that he that hath an ear to hear, let him hear. Rome was not built in a what? How many days? And I want the 6 farmers to answer. I say, hey, you, listen to me. 6 farmer, look at me. How many days? Devante, look, how many days did God take to build the earth? In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. How many days he took? Because you miss Mark, me never asked you any question. Eh. I never asked you any question. I'm talking to the children. All right, how many days again? All right, those that said 7 stand. All the 7 bright ones, they stand. Stand, please stand. All right, those that say 6, let me see you. All right, give them a big round of applause. So what happened on the 7th day? Ah, very good. Big round of applause again, everybody. Very good, very good. All right, you can be seated. So nothing happened like this. It takes what? Time. All right, and your MP and the other government agencies will do all that we can to make sure that you progress. When the result comes out for your PEP, we want to hear that Epsom is on top. You have the facility, our facilities, you have the tool, and if and when you need additional resources, principal, don't be afraid to reach out to us. And we will definitely be providing you the necessary.
I'm gonna give. I think maybe next week we're trying to organize the time. I'm gonna be giving almost all my schools some funds for the classroom because of just the general heat in the classroom. So we'll announce when the principal will come and pick up those funds. Huh? Well, as you know as well, or you should know as well, one of the plans that I've always had as a member of parliament is that I wanted to air condition all my schools. We have about 21 schools, and I want to air condition at least all of the principal offices in the schools as a start, and I want to air condition all the grade 6 classrooms in all my schools. I'm the only member of parliament in all of Jamaica who is doing this. Hey. Only one. And we have started already with the principal offices. So for this year, when this year ends, which is in December, we would have installed at least 10 air-conditioned units in 10 of our principal offices. And then I'll have just 11 more to go, 5 more next year, and then the other 6 the other year. We have actually started air conditioning in the primary schools as well. So we have done 1 primary school already, which is Rock River Primary School. We have air conditioned grade 5 and 6 classroom in that school. And they will be moving on to other schools too. So that is what I'm doing as a member of parliament. The government of Jamaica is looking at, and Minister Williams would have announced 30 schools that they want to do a pilot project to also air condition the school. But as a member of parliament, I beat everybody and started before everybody with my schools.
Thank you very much, hardworking member of parliament. I'm going to be inviting Miss Mac to come at this time. We are going to be handing out the tablets to our students. I'm going to ask Mr. Morgan to come off the phone and to put this one. All right.
First person, Tashelle Pratt, Belfield Primary School.
Thank you very much. Ms. Pratt, you traveled all the way from Belfield. And you have a great school. Your principal office is air conditioned, right? Tell them. Yes. So this was one of the schools, one of the first schools that I air conditioned the principal of it, which is Belfield Primary School. And Belfield Primary is one where school has really done a lot, and they have had, quite a bit of partnership with other institutions, past students especially. And we are hoping that schools will utilize their past student systems where a number of past students would have done well in life, and we can tap into those resources so that past students can assist the school. Government alone can't do it, and the principal and the Ministry of Education alone can't do it. But here we have Universal Service Fund today doing something, and we are presenting on my recommendation, because these recommendations came from the Member of Parliament through the Universal Service Fund to assist as many students as possible with tablets. And here we are giving a much needy and bright student from Belfield Primary School a Samsung A7 tablet. Samsung, yes, A7 Galaxy Tab. And we hope that you'll utilize it well. Don't watch nothing else on it more than schoolwork. And the games that you play, they must be school related. All right, you want to say thanks?
Thank you.
All right, all the best.
Give her a big round of applause again. Brina Lee Brown, give her a big round of applause as she comes. Where's she from?
Not to be high. Be high.
All right, give her another round of applause on Natalie. Yeah, but you have Miss Parker beside it here. Another. Oh, that's a big picture.
Yeah. You don't want it to? All right, so on behalf of myself, as a member of parliament, Dr. Dawes and the team at USF, the minister, Minister Vaz, the government and people of Jamaica, would like to present this token to you. To show that we value you as a student. We value your journey through life. And we want to say to all our parents that the government cares for you. And whatever we can do, we'll do it. One is a small amount to give to a student. But when we look at the total amount of students that the ministry, USF, is investing in, it's a lot. But we still know that more needs to be done. And as the government continues to manage the economy well, we're going to make more resources available to students, to teachers, to institutions, to communities, so that we can all benefit and benefit from the hard work of the taxpayers of this country, because that's exactly what it is. These are taxpayers' funds that we're sharing back with the people of Jamaica. So all the best and use it well.
Give her another round of applause.
As you can also see, it's a Galaxy Tab A7 as well. These are good tablets.
The following persons will be collected. On behalf of them, they are not present. Janelle Campbell from Epsom Primary School. Oh, Janelle is here. Okay, Janelle.
Come in, Janelle. You have a tablet yet? See, Janelle does not have a tablet for herself. So you can imagine how important this is to her. How important this is to her. So I want to say, Janelle, we're giving you this tablet because we want to participate in your journey in life. It's a small token, but it's something that can lead to big results. Utilize it well. Research. You can talk to your friends, but not too often. But utilize it for school as best as possible, and to use it to uplift yourself Share it with your brothers and sisters. Well, you know, it's not your one, right? But share it with them. Eh? Don't share it?
Her sister is also here. I'd spoken to her this morning, and I told her that she's to share with her sister. Come, Janella.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna share it. Right. Come, both of you hold it. So they're going to share it now, right? So your parents now have to decide the timetable when you are going to have it and when you are going to have it, right? But don't know about the fight over it. All right?
Thank you. Thank you.
And our last recipient, is not present, Rayoni McNeish from St. Mary High School, and it will be collected by Miss Onique.
By who?
Onique, you're going to? Yep. Okay.
All right, one thing you should notice is that what we try to do with the limited supply is that we try to do it for as many schools as possible. It's not just in one area. So we had from Belfield, we have from Epsom, we are from Anatomy High, and now we are from St. Mary High. So we just want to say that we are sharing the resources that we have as a country with persons so all can see that they have benefited some way or somehow from the generosity of the people of Jamaica. So all the best, can share it with her. And the office of the Member of Parliament. All right, thank you very much.
All right, give everybody. No, come back, MP. So all the person that received the tablet, come up here. Everybody, please. Everybody, come up. Come up. Miss Kelly, you give all the things them to the children already? All you come. Everybody get? Miss Kelly? You get tablet. Eh? Everybody got children we're talking about. Everybody get? All right. Come. All right. Smile, all you smile. Smile. That's right. Yeah, nice smile. All right. That's it? Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you. Who should do the vote of thanks? Madam Principal, we're going to ask you to come now and do the devotion. The vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Dawes. Good afternoon again. Good afternoon again. Gratitude is not only the greatest of virtue, but the parents of all the others. It is a warm pride for me to stand here this afternoon to give the vote of thanks for this great initiative. Let me first and foremost say thanks to Almighty God for this day that we have never seen before and will never see again. I express gratitude to all the persons who are here and those who have made this day possible. It's a great venture. I say thanks to you. Thanks to you, Dr. Dawes. You have executed well. The welcome, when you gave the welcome, we felt welcome. To Deacon Bailey, the prayer was so inspiring. I say thanks to you for coming, Dr. Deacon Bailey, and praying God's blessing upon our function today. To Universal Service Fund, the team, I say to you, I can't even find the word, but I am very, very happy. I am elated. I am thankful. Yes, I am, and I can say, speak for the others. We all are. The teachers, the students, the community members, other parents, we are all grateful. And I say thanks to you again. Now I leave and I say thanks to all the persons who are here, those who came out to support. Let me say thanks to you again. And I leave the best for last. The best I left for last. So I say to Dr. Dunn, Dr. Dunn, what can I say about you? Words, there isn't enough words to say thank you, Dr. Dunn, for such great initiative. We are really, really happy in Epsom for what you have done, and you continue to do well in your constituency. And I say big up to you, and Dr. Dunn, I know that your hard work will not go unnoticed. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Madam Principal. We are going to do the unveiling now. You're right at the door here. So I'm going to invite just about everybody to come and join us whilst we do the unveiling. I thank you once more. All right, just make sure. Yeah, right, exactly. All right, so meet us by the sign, please. Music.
Universal service. Universal service. Universal service.